President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., Sir, and First Lady Ma'am Luis Aranita Marcos, national and local officials of Lanao del Norte, represented here by Governor Anging de Mapuro, the local and national officials of Misamis Occidental. We have heard the two Congressman Ando Waminal and Jason Almonte, other guests, beneficiaries, officials, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. What we once thought impossible today becomes our reality. This quote is a perfect description of today's celebration of the greatest milestone we achieved, not only for Misamis Occidental and Lanao del Norte, but for the entire region of Mindanao, because today we are not only unveiling and inaugurating the structure of the long-awaited Pangelby Bridge, but we are also opening new doors of opportunity and progress. Today's event signifies that dreams do come true and that vision can become a reality if there is hard work and collaboration among the stakeholders concerned and strong support of the national leadership. Thank you, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., Sir, for your exemplary support. Allow me to give a brief historical background of this Pangelby Bridge. This project has long been the dream and aspiration of our forefathers from Misamis Occidental and Lanao del Norte since the early 1970s, and is a product of persistent efforts of previous and present leaders who pursued for the realization of the project. I remember my former colleagues in Congress, former Congressman Governor Bobby Di Mapuro there, and Congresswoman and now Governor Imelda Anging de Mapuro, during our previous conversations this year, that the concept of this Pangelby Bridge is started way back at the time of their parents, and they continued what has been started by them in consultation with the former leaders of Misamis Occidental. It was in 2024-2007 that such aspiration was given attention by the national government under the administration of former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo through the collaborated efforts of our former Governor Leo Campos, who at the time was the President of the League of Provinces of the Philippines. And in tandem with Governor Anging de Mapuro, this project was bidded out 2 times, but it failed because there were no takers, because the feasibility study was not viable under the Build and Operate Transfer Scheme. After 2007, we did not hear anymore about this project. And I recall, during my first term as board member in the province, there was a statement of former President Arroyo. Since the project was not viable, suportahan at i-strengthen na lang yung RoRo transportation services in order to serve the commuters from Misamis Occidental to Lanao del Norte and vice versa. In 2013, when this representation was the congressman of the 2nd District, I, together with Congresswoman Anging de Mapuro, we exerted joint efforts in revisiting the project. And in one of our committee hearings with the Mindanao Affairs Committee, we sponsored a resolution endorsing the Pangelby Bridge, appealing the support of the National Economic and Development Authority, the Secretaries of the Department of Public Works and Highways, Department of Finance, and Department of Budget and Management to secure funding for the project, ensuring its allocation that would commence on 2015 up to 2017 on a multi-year basis. So that during my first 100 days in Congress, I reported to the people of the 2nd District of Misamis Occidental through my State of the District address, informing them that we have given preferential attention and exerted efforts to materialize the Pangelby Bridge project in collaboration with then Congresswoman and now my partner Governor of Lanao del Norte. this development, we forecasted that this would materialize on 2015. We continued to work out for the project, and in one of the congressional committee hearings, we summoned the Secretary of the Department of Public Works, then Secretary Singson, asking him on the update of the projects and the feasibility study. And then he responded that it was forwarded to the NIDA because the project cost more than 1 billion pesos. As a follow-through of our efforts, we invited the late former President Noynoy Aquino to Tangub City, here in Misamis Occidental in September 2015, so that he can personally inspect the site and see for himself the necessity of the bridge as part of our efforts to fast-track the implementation of the project. We were glad that he was impressed the way we efficiently make use of the government funds that we brought into the province for our infrastructure projects, because we were able to properly utilize and account the funds up to the last centavo. While we were excited for the impending materialization of the project, we were informed again by the former secretary of the DPWH that what was approved by the NIDA, the source of funds was GAA, and the project is of foreign technology. And under our laws, foreign contractors cannot participate in government biddings for local funding projects. Again and again, we took the pain of talking to the former president that the NIDA approval should be amended and that the source of funds will now be ODA. And this was properly amended, and this development has given us high hopes that the project would finalize be post-through. And it did, because the NIA board has amended the approval of the project and changing the fund source from GAA to ODA. We thank the invaluable support of the Republic of Korea, represented here by His Excellency Ambassador Ling Xianghua, and the Korean Export-Import Bank with its Director General Chu in Q for the funding of the project that led to the signing of the loan agreement between the Republic of Korea and the Republic of the Philippines on April 28, 2016. Today, as we inaugurate the Pangelby Bridge, it is an honor to stand witness to our powerful testament to the tireless efforts of our government under the leadership of His Excellency President Bongbong Marcos, whose unwavering commitment to uplifting the socio-economic welfare of Filipinos is transformative and palpable, which is the President's brand of governance and leadership under the Bagong Pilipinas campaign. We sincerely thank you, Mr. President, that the project was fully implemented and completed during your tenure. Thank you, Mr. President, for supporting and expediting the implementation of the project within 27 months in your administration. The completion of the project will surely contribute to the attainment of our provincial vision of Misamisnon, Magpuyong, Malinaon, Malambuon, o Malipayon. Misamisnon, living peacefully, progressively, and happily. Thank you also, Mr. Secretary, Secretary Bunuan, for your unwavering leadership of the DPWH that is instrumental in the speedy implementation of the project. Mr. President, we know your love to the Misamisnon, you love the Misamisnons very much, as we have also expressed our love to you during the previous election, when the Misamisnon rendered an overwhelming support of 254,066 votes against your closest rival, who got only 32,804 votes. The expression of this love is just a reiteration and reaffirmation of our love and support to the Marcoses, as I have also served your late father before in my capacity as one of the Kabataang Barangay leaders. Your love with the Misamisnon was really evident during the Sierra Line flooded incident, that instead of returning back to Manila because of bad weather, you still landed at Osamis Airport after 3 attempts, despite heavy rains, just to pursue your desire to personally comfort our people and provide them their immediate needs. Considering the immense benefit that the bridge would bring not only for Misamis Occidental and Lanao del Norte, but in the entire island of Mindanao, it is our humble request with Governor Anging Dimaporo, with the people of Lanao, that the operations and maintenance of the bridge be managed by one management team only. The people of Misamis Occidental, together with Governor Dimaporo and the people of Lanao del Norte, will request for your executive intercession for the creation of Panguil B Bridge Management Council, PBBM Council, to be composed of the governors of the two provinces as chairman and the regional director of the DPWH, PNP, DNR, LTO, and the local chief executives of Tangub City and the municipality of Tubod as members. In this manner, Mr. President, we can be assured of collaborative management efforts among stakeholders directly involved in ensuring protection and maintenance of the bridge, instead of having it managed separately by the two LGUs exercising their powers and authority over the respective jurisdiction. We have submitted our request to DPWH on this matter. And once again, thank you, Mr. President, for your support and love for Misamis Occidental. Rest assured of our continued love and support from the Misamisnons to your administration, as what we have already shown in the previous election. On behalf of the provincial government of Misamis Occidental and the Misamisnons, it is my great honor to welcome you all to this momentous occasion. Together, let us celebrate this milestone and look forward to working more in the future. Asinso, Misamis Occidental, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas. Thank you and God bless us all.
Thank you, Governor Uwaminal. And now, may we request Lanao del Norte Governor Imelda Dimaporo to give her message.
Your Excellency, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr., Madam First Lady, Attorney Luis Lisa Araneta Marcos, distinguished guest, good morning. Isa pong napakalaking karangalan para sa akin bilang gobernador ng lalawigan ng Lanao del Norte na baging bahagi ng inaugurasyon ng ating matagal na pangarap, ang Panguil Bay Bridge. Matapos ang mahabang paghihintay, natapos din natin ang tulay na nag-uugnay sa Lanao del Norte at Misamis Occidental. The project is the realization of a long-held aspiration of my father, the late Governor Arsenio Arcelo Quebranza, and the late Mayor Alfonso Tan of Tangub City. However, the initial steps began through the dedicated efforts of then Governor Abdullah Dimacuta Dimaporo, who availed of the loan from the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, through MDFO to fund a feasibility study for constructing a bridge that would connect Lanao del Norte and Misamis Occidental. A bridge that would connect Lanao del Norte and Misamis Occidental, which is the comprehensive feasibility study not only laid the foundation for the project's development, but also marked a pivotal moment in our more than 3-decade quest to transform this bridge to reality. The completion of the Panguil Bay Bridge represents a significant milestone as it enhances connectivity between the provinces of Lanao del Norte and Misamis Occidental. Sa papamagitan po ng tulay na ito, mas uunlad po ang ating mga negosyo, agrikultura, edukasyon, turismo, kalusugan, investment opportunities at iba pa. Ang dating mahabang oras po at mataas na pagpila sa ating dahil dito, mas pong maiaangat. Kami po, mahal na Presidente, we produce banana na dinadala po namin not only in Misamis Occidental, but hanggang Cebu and Manila. Kaso po, pagdating ng saging po, nagiging banana ketchup na. At ang aming pong kamatis, pagdating naman po sa mga lugar, nagiging tomato paste na po. Kaya mas madali na rin po para sa ating mga mag-aaral at guro sa pagpunta sa kanilang mga paaralan. Hindi po tayo mahihirapan na mag-avail ng mga serbisyong medikal at pangkalusugan, lalo na sa panahon ng emergency. At sa mga madali na po, at sa mga tao pong tatanawin po ng mga turista, ang mga magagandang tanawin at destinasyon na meron po ang Misamis Occidental at ang Lanao del Norte. Overall, the bridge promises to drive socio-economic growth and improve quality of life, not only in the region, but in the entire island of Mindanao. This project is a shining example of how the Bagong Pilipinas campaign can transform lives and communities. For me, the Bagong Pilipinas campaign is not just about infrastructure. It is about creating a principled, accountable, and dependable government that works for the people. As the Governor of Lanao del Norte, I am committed to upholding the principles of the Bagong Pilipinas campaign. I will work tirelessly to ensure that the benefits of this project reach every corner of Lanao del Norte. Together with the guidance and support of our beloved President, we will build a Bagong Pilipinas that is strong, resilient, and prosperous. A Philippines where every Filipino can dream and achieve their full potential. Sa ngalan ng mga mamamayan ng lalawigan ng Lanao del Norte, nais ko pong ipaabot ang taos-pusong pasasalamat sa ating mahal na Pangulo, His Excellency President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Mr. President, maraming salamat po sa inyong walang sawang suporta. Ipinagmamalaki po kong sasabihin na sa inyong administrasyon, ang Lanao del Norte ay isa sa mga laging unang nakikinabang sa mga programa at proyekto ng ating pambansang pamahalaan. My heartfelt thank you to NEDA for their unwavering support and dedication in advocating with the DPWH to secure the necessary funding of this project. And I would like to commend also the former governor, tinatawag ko po itong pandemic RDC chairman. Dahil po, during the pandemic, he was then the RDC chair at kinukulit ko po sila ni RDC chair Philip. I hope he is with us. I invited him. And NEDA, para po ang ating mga contractors, because of the pandemic, the consultants, the equipments nahihirapan pong pumasok at nahihirapan pong mag-umpisa. Kaya ito po ngayon, as the RDC chairman of Region 10, during the height of the COVID-19, Governor Philip, who was the pandemic chair then of Region 10, strongly endorsed the PBB project to ensure the easy and continued transport of equipment and machinery needed by the contractor. To the Nampuang Kokdong Gongwang joint venture, leading for the way of its progress. My appreciation to DPWH, the government of South Korea, through the Korean Export-Import Bank, and all the government agencies and stakeholders who made the construction of the bridge possible. Maraming salamat po. Congratulations sa ating lahat. God bless you. Mahal na Presidente, mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you, Governor Dimaporo. To also give his message, let us welcome the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to the Philippines, His Excellency Lee Sang-hwa.
Morning, Mayong Buntag. His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., President of the Republic of the Philippines, and Madam First Lady. In fact, what a pleasant surprise. We have a graceful First Lady. Don't you agree? Honorable Manuel M. Bonoan, Secretary of DPWH. Honorable Gilberto Teodoro, Secretary of National Defense. Honorable Carlito Jr., Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity. Honorable Henry S. Oaminal, Governor of Misamis Occidental. Honorable Imelda Q. Dimaporo, Governor Lanao del Norte. Mr. Gyu, Director General, Korea Export-Import Bank, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to join you today for this historic event. The opening of the Pangilbay Bridge is a powerful symbol of progress and a testament to the enduring partnership between and the Philippines. We are not only opening a bridge to the public, we are witnessing the beginning of a new connections that will significantly impact the lives of people and affect communities. During my first visit to Mindanao in March, I was captivated by the region's immense potential. With its vast lands, rich with resources, stunning landscapes, and a hardworking and resilient population ready to harness these gifts. However, the key missing element was connectivity. This bridge, now standing tall over the bay, provides the critical link between the people and resources of Misamis Occidental, Lanao del Norte, and beyond. While it may simply be a piece of infrastructure, it is also a bridge of opportunity, progress, and peace. In his State of the Nation address last July, President Marcos emphasized the importance of connectivity in Mindanao, specifically mentioning the Pangilbay Bridge as one of the two major spans to be opened. That day is today. The completion of this project exemplifies the success of the Build Better More program and demonstrates the government's unwavering commitment to the development of Mindanao. The Pangilbay Bridge promises to transform the region as it cuts travel time between Dangup City and Tubot from over 2 hours to just 7 minutes. It is expected to create a ripple effect, boosting local economies by enabling faster trade, smoother commutes, and stronger connections among communities, families, and friends. Truly an infrastructure triumph, as well as victory for the people. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Let us build bridges rather than barriers." While he spoke of social unity, the sentiment resonates deeply with the work behind this bridge. Bridges, whether made of steel, concrete, or trust, overcome divides and open pathways to unity and progress. The Pangil Bay Bridge stands not only as physical structure, but as a symbol of courage and cooperation, bridging both distance and dreams. Beyond its role in boosting economic growth, this bridge is set to play a pivotal part in advancing the peace process in Mindanao, a critical milestone as the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao elections approach next year. Today's event coincides with another auspicious ceremony in Manila, signing of a memorandum of cooperation among COICA, USAID, and JICA. This is an initiative aimed at improving basic health services in the BAM. Together, they are poised to further enrich the Mindanao peace process. Korea's contribution to this effort is a shining example of its commitment to the humanitarian, development, peace, HDP nexus. In this context, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Secretary Teodoro and Secretary Galvez Jr., who have done an excellent job, thereby contributing to the peace process. In a broader scheme of things, today's event represents the lasting partnership between the Philippines and Korea. As we continue to celebrate 75 years of diplomatic relations, this milestone reinforces the shared political will to elevate our cooperation across all sectors. The Pangil Bay Bridge, funded through our Korea's Economic Development Corporation Fund in the amount of 7.4 billion peso loan agreement, highlights our mutual commitment to sustainable growth and development. In fact, this is the third occasion I have the privilege of traveling together with President Marcos to attend key infrastructure projects in 3 months. In August, I attended with the President the flood control system in Pampanga. In July, there was a Halao River multipurpose dam project in Iloilo. And last year, I joined the President for the first time in inaugurating the Samar Pacific Coastal Road project. I salute the tireless efforts of President Marcos in driving his administration's Build Better More program toward a more confident future for the Philippines. On our part, these diverse infrastructure cooperation, road, dam, flood control, and now this bridge showcase Korea's humble contributions to the Philippine government's development effort. Building on this landmark achievement, Korean engineers and builders are eager to contribute to other significant projects, including the Pinay-Guimaras Negros Island bridges and the Bataan-Cavite interlink bridges. Before concluding my remarks, let me share my favorite quote from my days at the United Nations. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This bridge reminds us that persistent accomplishments are made when countries like the Philippines and Korea work together. Once again, my warmest congratulations to the Filipino people on this auspicious undertaking. May the Pangil Bay Bridge stand as a monument to our 75 years of cooperation and friendship. Thank you. Mabuhay.
Thank you, Ambassador Lee Sang-hwa. At this juncture, may we request Secretary Manuel Bonoan of the Department of Public Works and Highways to present a brief overview of the Pangil Bay Bridge project.
Your Excellency, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., our beloved First Lady, Madam Luis Araneta Marcos, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm honored to share the long and arduous construction journey of Pangil Bay Bridge, a project that symbolizes collaboration, progress, and connectivity. The conceptualization of Pangil Bay Bridge started way back, as presented by Governor Rominal, in 1998 with a pre-feasibility study setting the foundation for a transformative infrastructure project that would link the provinces of Lanao del Norte and Misamis Occidental in northern Mindanao. Then in March of 2003, after 5 years, a comprehensive feasibility study was completed and paved the way for informed decision-making, addressing crucial aspects such as engineering requirements, environmental impact, and socio-economic benefits. A year after, in March 2024, a detailed project evaluation drafted that highlighted the potential of the bridge project to facilitate transportation and trade, not only between the provinces of Misamis Occidental and Lanao del Norte, but also the entire northern Mindanao and southern Mindanao. Fast forward, the updated implementation program was established in March 2006, reflecting the government's commitment through DPWH, this dream project a reality. In November 2008, proposed project drew interest from international stakeholders, along with the information memorandum for possible toll road initiative under the Partnership in Economic Governance Reform between Philippines and Australia. However, the path to the realization faced obstacles and was ultimately shelved. Then again, for another 5 years, the proposed Pangil Bay Bridge was in limbo until finally in April 2013, a South Korean civil engineering firm, Sambo Engineering, proposed a comprehensive business case study, and this study eventually led to the approval from the National Economic Development Authority Investment Coordinating Committee in November of 2014. And by 2015, the DPWH obtained the NEDA board approval under the Korean financing, reinforcing the commitment to this major project. Project funding was secured with a loan signing in April 2016 between the Philippine government and the Exim Bank of Korea, giving the Department of Public Works and Highways the financial resources needed to move forward. The subsequent years were marked by meticulous planning with multiple approvals and studies, including adjustments to project costs to ensure efficiency and effectiveness. And by 2018, the Department of Public Works and Highways was deep into the procurement phase for the design-build project, with bids evaluated, contracted, signed November 19. Actual work on the design and build of Pangil Bay Bridge began on February 2020, but as the momentum of implementation was gaining ground, it was met with unforeseen constraints that faced construction delays due to the pandemic and also encountered some budgetary constraints at that time. However, in 2022, with the present administration, the present administration's commitment to build better, more, and faster infrastructure development program, and with resolved determination, the construction was pushed through without let-up. The completed Pangil Bay Bridge features a solid foundation with high strength-to-weight ratio of 54 board piles for its 32 piers, 2 abutments, and 2 pylons of main bridge structure that will allow marine vessels to pass underneath. Constructed with a total cost of a little over 8 billion pesos, the project used advanced Korean bridge technology. This included reverse circulation drilling on barges to create boreholes 30 to 70 meters deep for the 3-meter diameter board piles. Thick permanent steel casings were launched using revolving crane barges and vibro pile hammers. Additionally, 2 land and sea-based batching plants supplied ready-mix concrete for faster project implementation. With a total length of 3,170 meters, the project includes a 360-meter approach road leading to a 1,220-meter approach bridge on the Tangub side, alongside with the 569-meter approach road connecting to a 900-meter approach bridge on the Tubod side. Both approaches were built using pre-stressed concrete box girders through the state-of-the-art incremental launching method technology. At the heart of the project is the Extra Dos main bridge, featuring 320-meter central span, supported by 2 pylons standing 20 meters tall. Each pylon is anchored by 6 cable stays, providing structural support and aesthetic appeal. The main bridge was constructed using free cantilever method. To ensure regular maintenance and structural integrity, 2 observatory bays are positioned on each side of the pylons. The lighting system includes 120 lamps and advanced features to improve visibility and ensure safer nighttime travel. Over the past 4 administrations, we have embarked on this remarkable journey. Today, under the leadership of President Ferdinand R. Marcos, our efforts have successfully led to the completion of this vital infrastructure, which is now ready to unveil. The 2-lane, 2-way Pangil Bay Bridge with 13-meter carriageway width will greatly improve inter-island travel. It will cut the travel time between Osamis and Tangub in Misamis Occidental to Tobod, Lanao del Norte, down to just 7 minutes. Previously, it would take about more than 2.5 hours. Mr. President, the realization of Pangil Bay Bridge project was indeed a collaborative effort through your leadership and vision of a bagong Pilipinas. And at this point in time, Mr. President, I just wish to express, in behalf of the Department of Public Works and Highways, to acknowledge everyone involved in making this project a reality. Our partners from the government of Korea and the Korean Export-Import Bank for their funding support, the Korean consultants and contractors, and their local partners for their expertise, the Department of Public Works and Highways Unified Project Management Office for implementing this major project, the local government units of Lanao del Norte and Misamis Occidental, and all those who have one way or the other contributed to what we now see, finally, the Pangil Bay Bridge. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the monitor for a brief preview of Pangil Bay Bridge project.
Across Pangil Bay, a monumental structure is rising. An inter-island bridge that represents a critical turning point in the infrastructure development of northern Mindanao. This is the Pangil Bay Bridge project of the Department of Public Works and Highways. Spanning a total of 3.17 kilometers, the 2-lane Pangil Bay Bridge is at present the longest sea crossing bridge in Mindanao and one of the most significant infrastructure projects in the country. This infrastructure flagship project will establish direct connectivity between Tangub City and Misamis Occidental and the municipality of Tubod in Lanao del Norte. It consists of a cable-stayed main bridge with a central span of 320 lineal meters, a 1,920 lineal meter approach viaduct supported by pre-stressed concrete box girder, and a 929 lineal meter approach road. This state-of-the-art bridge, anchored by 2 concrete pylons, is designed to withstand the challenging weather and maritime conditions of Pangil Bay. This ensures maximum stability, safety, and durability for the benefit of generations to come. This engineering feat is a multi-billion peso investment with financial support by official development assistance from the Korean Export-Import Bank through the Economic Development Cooperation Fund. At present, travel between Tubod, Lanao del Norte and Tangub City, Misamis Occidental requires a 2-hour journey via roll-on roll-off ferry service. With the bridge structure, travel time will be reduced to just 7-minute drive, ensuring a more efficient and unhampered access to goods and services, education, PH Unified Project Management Office, Roads Management Cluster 2. The completion of the project is expected to boost trade, tourism, and economic development. Panguil Bay Bridge is poised to be a catalyst for progress, a game changer not only for the people of Misamis Occidental and Lanao del Norte, but for the entire Mindanao. It will strengthen the region's position as a vital economic corridor, supporting the goals of a bagong Pilipinas, where modernized infrastructure fuels growth and improves the lives of Filipinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you, Secretary Mano Bunuan, for your briefing and the kind introduction. Please, let's take our seats. The Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Lee Sang-hwa. This is becoming more and more often where we are opening new projects. I hope we can not only continue but even accelerate all of that we are doing. The Mindanao Development Authority, Secretary Leo Magno, the Misamis Occidental 1st District Representative Jason Almonte, Misamis 2nd District Representative Sancho Fernando Ando Oaminal, the Lanao del Norte 2nd District Representative Siti Amina de Mapuro. I see. Well, we have heard from the Provincial Governor of Misamis Occidental, Henry Oaminal, and Provincial Governor of Lanao del Norte, Angling Di Mapuro. After her speech, sinasabi ko sa kanya, wag mo masyadong binabanggit na Lanao del Norte is very high on the list of priorities. Baka nagtatampo na si Governor Henry Oaminal. Sabi niya, nagseselos na siya sa atin. Tangub City Mayor Ben Kanama. Yeah, and a surprise visitor, a pleasant surprise that we all had is the arrival and accompanying me the First Lady Lisa Araneta. My fellow workers in government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, before I continue, I have to also acknowledge the presence here of the representatives of the Exim Bank, the contractors from Korea, the local contractors who have worked together to make this, I can only describe is a dream come true. Good morning to you all. Let me start by saying, ang tagal na nating inantay nito, di ba? I just said we waited for this such a long time. If I had a peso for every time someone asked me, when will we finish the Panguil Bay Bridge, I would already be able to fund a second bridge by now. But today, the waiting is ended. We are here for the inauguration of the Panguil Bay Bridge project, a day that we have long looked forward to. If we take all the time from the very moment of conception of this bridge until today, it has been 4 decades. And that is why we continuously are commenting on the fact that how happy all of us are to be here today to open this bridge so that it can service both the Misamis Occidental side and the Lanao del Norte side, and the advantages that it will bring. Years of planning, months of hard work, countless hurdles, and now we stand before the realization of one of the infrastructure flagship projects of this administration. Costing more than 8 billion pesos, this 3.2-kilometer project is now the longest water-spanning bridge in Mindanao. The bridge connects two provinces. More importantly, we all know that the increased economic activity is going to be a very important development building block for both the provinces and for the entire island of Mindanao. But more than just a physical bridge, we are connecting the dreams and aspirations of the people of Lanao del Norte and of Misamis Occidental. For far too long, our brothers and sisters here have had to deal with over 2-hour commutes across the bay. Ang layo nang iikutin bago makarating dito sa Tangub, dito sa kabila. It has always taken a very long time. Now, those 2 hours can be spent on work or on simply living their lives. With this bridge, what once took 2 hours will now take 7 minutes and will benefit 10,000 travelers a day. I heard the story of architect Romeo Cuisio, a proud resident of Tubud, Lanao del Norte. He grew up hearing about a bridge that would one day connect the town of Tangub, Misamis Occidental. And for years, it was just a dream, something people would talk about, but we never finally saw. In the past, he imagined how life would change if that bridge would come to reality. And now he is a witness to his dream, this dream of all of us being fulfilled. It is undeniable that this journey has not been easy. From the 1998 pre-feasibility study conducted on the bridge to the moment that we broke ground in 2018, this bridge encountered very many challenges. When the pandemic hit, the DPWH had to pause and had to recalibrate and revisit create techniques and strategies on how they could move forward with this project. And just when they thought that there was a way to continue the construction of the bridge, funding issues stopped it again and slowed it down again. Pero hindi tayo nagpapatinag ng basta-basta. We do not get intimidated or discouraged by obstacles that are put in our way. We worked harder, pushed harder, never lost sight of why we are building this bridge. And while we are celebrating this monumental achievement, I would like to highlight the ripple effect it will have on local businesses. Take, for instance, the story of a remarkable local entrepreneur that we encountered recently. This inspiring woman, Ms. Erlinda Mojica, runs a small business dedicated to providing fresh produce to her community. Before, when the barge closed at night, there was no choice but to take the long route around the bay, wasting a great deal of time. Now, they can transport their goods whenever they need, no time lost, according to their own schedules. Imagine the frustration. Fresh produce ready to go. But her dreams were held hostage by prolonged delays. With the opening of the bridge, she expressed her excitement, saying that her goods would now reach the market in minutes ahead of ours, alleviating her worries about spoilage and missed sales. Yung mga saging hindi na magiging ketchup. The bridge is a gateway to a world where distance no longer limits our dreams, where aspirations can take flight, and where the ambitions of entrepreneurs fuel growth and prosperity. This achievement reflects our collective strength and manifests our continuing determination. And to that end, I want to acknowledge our partners in the Korean government and the Korean Exim Bank. Thank you very much. Your unwavering support has been instrumental in turning this dream into reality. And lest anyone think that the projects between the Republic of Korea, the Economic Development Cooperation Fund, and through the Exim Bank of Korea, that this is this is an isolated project. I would just like to show everyone how many EDCF projects are ongoing in the Philippines. There are 21 ongoing projects and 2 upcoming projects. And some of these are the biggest projects, and that is how involved and how much the Economic Development Cooperation Fund of Korea has been part of all our development programs and all our aspirations for making our people live in a much safer, much more efficient, and much more healthful lifestyle. To the DPWH, Secretary Manny Bonoan, and all the people who committed to the completion of the Panguil Bay Bridge project, your efforts are self-explanatory whenever we will cross this bridge or even see a picture of this bridge. You have shown once again that perseverance pays off. As we celebrate this feat, let us remember that the Panguil Bay Bridge is indeed the foundation on which we can build more bridges. Bridges that connect not just places, but connects opportunities and communities. Let us make this success a launchpad for further development to ensure that this project opens new doors to progress and prosperity. Hindi po tayo nagtatapos dito sa ating pag-uusap ngayong araw na ito. It is just the beginning. We are building a bagong Pilipinas, one where every Filipino, no matter how far, no matter how remote, is somehow connected. Together, we will welcome the dawn of a future where every dream has the wings to soar. Every entrepreneur has a path to success, and every child can aspire to greatness without the burden of travel and long distances. Daghang salamat kaninyong tanan ug mabuhay ang bagong Pilipinas.
Thank you.